Hi, and welcome to my live stream for the week ahead. A look at the astrology, a look at the position of the moon, and tonight, only once a week we do this, we do a tarot card, and this time I'm going to do it for each individual zodiac sign, one card for each sign for the week ahead. But that's coming after we look at the astrology for the week ahead. So welcome, and how lovely to see so many of you here. And thank you so much for all the lovely comments that you all left on last night's video, which was all about Saturn going direct in Pisces. So how is this week going to pan out? Let's have a look, because I can see there's already quite a few of you here. So we'll just keep on going. I don't know what happened to my hair tonight. I was doing it, and it's got a life of its own. It's kind of gone woo. And maybe that's a metaphor for the week ahead, that it's going to be a woo week. But I have a feeling that the end of the week actually brings some quite challenging energy. So let's not get too carried away with what's happening with my woo thing. So, oh, thank you. It looks nice. I hope so. I looked at it when I went on camera and I thought, good God, what happened to my hair? Anyway, this is for the week ahead, for the week starting the 5th of November. Now, tonight in the UK is known as Guy Fawkes Night, and they let off fireworks all over the place and scare poor animals to death and have a wonderful time, make bonfires and burn effigies of Mr. Guy Fawkes. Now, Mr. Guy Fawkes tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament. And I saw this wonderful meme on Facebook, which only maybe English viewers will appreciate. But what it was, let's not waste our money on fireworks this year. Let's use the money to finish the job that Mr. Guy Fawkes started all those years ago, which I thought was actually pretty funny. Because if you don't know, the political status in the UK is a little bit kind of, well, I tell you what, it's embarrassing. As an English person, I'm a little bit embarrassed of my country. And I don't like that because, oh, hi, Laurie, Cosmic Family. Thanks for your email. I'll respond as soon as I can. So, Travel Cat 17, hi, Penny, from Julie. Okay. Hi, welcome. There's a lot of you here. Let's look at today's energy, because for us in Europe and also in Asia, the day has come to an end. So today is Sunday, the 5th of November, and the moon is in Leo today. So Leo, of course, is our wonderful lion, our energy of entertainment, of creativity. There may have been issues around today or coming to do with children, because the sign of Leo can kind of rule over what goes on, the dominion, shall we say, of what goes on with children. And so what's interesting is already we're in the last quarter. You know what I'm finding so interesting? As we progress doing these weekly looks at the astrology for the week ahead, I'm learning much more about the process of the moon. I'm learning much more about first, last quarter, crescent moon, waxing, waning, because we kind of know these things, but we don't always pay that much attention to them. And you know what's interesting is that it's already the last quarter. So what's that? Guy Fawkes was framed. My hair is just the same as a mind of its own, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I'm sending you love, Sarah, because I know you're going through a tough time. So big hugs and love to you. So I Revenge, what a wonderful pseudonym. Well, hola, and hola to you. And anyway, look, Leo, the sign of Leo rules the heart. And well, it would have to really, wouldn't it? Because it can be about love affairs. And it's about fun and anything that is romantic in that sense. The ruler of Leo is the sun. And so, the sun is our soul, our life force, everything absolutely kind of glowing about us. But it also rules the aorta, our blood pressure, our blood circulation. And if you had to have surgery today, it's a thumbs up. It's a good day. Let's move on to Monday the 6th, because the next 2 to 3 days are actually quite good energy. So it's almost like I want to say, make the most of it, because as we head towards the end of the week and towards next week's new moon in Scorpio, that even though it's a new moon, has some very challenging aspects. And I will be doing a live about it. I'm also going to pre-record a video tomorrow with all the individual times time-stamped, and that will be up on my channel sometime midweek towards the end of the week, but it'll go up because the lovely Jerry will take care of that for me. So Monday, we have a waning crescent moon in Leo. And by late evening, the moon actually moves into the sign of Virgo. Now, remember, Virgo is about service to others. And it's quite good to be aware of the energies of these signs, where the moon is, because we can somehow embrace that energy and keep it conscious in our kind of thoughts throughout the day, so that we think about service to others with Virgo, charity, we think about paying more attention to the health of our pets, paying more attention to our health, and paying more attention to our day-to-day routine. If you want surgery today, on Monday, it's a thumbs up again. And Virgo rules the pancreas, the small intestine, the digestive tract. So that's the rulership for the parts of the body for Virgo. But also tomorrow, Monday, we have actually really quite a nice, lovely trine aspect from Venus, our planet of relationship, our planet of love, our planet of self-worth, in Virgo. And it's trining a wonderful planet of transformation that some people fear because it rules Scorpio, Pluto. But Pluto's in the last degrees of Capricorn. It's going direct now. And, Venus trining Pluto shows us that there are things that you could transform in your life, especially around kind of Virgo energy. So caring for others, doing something helpful for somebody, maybe an elderly relative that you really take under your wing, and just go and visit for a cup of tea. Just give them a ring, have a chat with them for a short while, make sure they're okay. We get so busy with our own lives. And by the way, the elderly are me as well. I am classed as elderly under Maltese kind of rulings because I'm over 60. And when my doctor was writing a letter about me to, I don't know, some consultant, this elderly lady, and I thought, I said, what? This elderly lady? I'm not elderly, I said indignantly, but apparently I am. So there we go. So I don't feel elderly. But you know, it's not good that we categorize people into certain kind of boxes, because I've noticed that if you say to someone from the age of 60 or elderly, it's like unconsciously you start to think elderly, dress elderly, be elderly. This is not good energy. And we need to stay young in our hearts, in our souls, in our minds. Yes, Regina, you refuse to be minimized in any way. Absolutely. And thank you. You sure as heck aren't, says Laurie. Oh, bless you, Travel Cat. I always dress beautifully. I love choosing what I'm going to wear when I'm going to do either my pre-recorded videos or these lives. For me, it's all part of the fun, because for me, this is just such good fun. I love doing what I'm doing. It's my passion. So, you know, it is a shame that we categorize people and that we, you know, have this kind of opinion that at a certain age you are on the way out or going downhill. It really is not good energy to project onto any section of society. So with this Virgo moon and Venus trining Pluto, do something on Monday the 6th that enables another who is perhaps over 60 to feel that they are valued, that they are special, that they still have a role to play on this planet, because, you know, we all have a role to play. I saw a comment from one of you earlier saying you'd watched the Pam Gregory video that I mentioned with, and I've forgotten her name. I think she did this interview with Nancy. Please forgive me, Nancy, if you're watching, I've forgotten your surname. But she talks about the blue light beings. And, you know, this is one of the things that I'm going to talk about towards the end of this astrology week, because there is going to be a surge of cosmic energy this week, which is really going to elevate us, elevate our grounded energies, elevate us into a, is it Nancy Rebecca? Thank you. Fabulous video. That's just going to hit 1 million, I'm sure. It was just amazing. Hi, Sue Carol, you're back again. Oh, welcome. I do hope life is treating you well. And I'm good. I hope you're good. Sue is a friend of mine that if I'm in England, we try and meet up, but it's not always easy. Anyway, so that's Monday the 6th. Let's move on to Tuesday the 7th, because as I said, the energy is building throughout the week. On one level, we've got this energy building, this kind of raising of the frequencies of energy, elevating our consciousness to connect with kind of like divine light that wants to bring us its teaching. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. That's good, Sue. I hope not bad should be you're great. You need to start thinking in a more positive way. Then positive things come to you. Now, Tuesday the 7th, the waning crescent moon is still in Virgo. And yet again, it's a good day for surgery. Mercury this day, our planet of communication, in Scorpio, the sign of secrets, is trining the planet Neptune. Our planet Neptune that rules Pisces, my oceans of emotions. Now, Neptune is retrograde and trining Mercury in Scorpio. So we've got water to a water sign, but Scorpio is fixed. Pisces is mutable. You might find that you are trying to get your point across on Tuesday, and the other person just isn't quite getting what you're meaning. And they get good, Sue. I can see that comment. And you know, this is about truth. And Scorpio is about secrets and lies. And there's something here about this Mercury trining Neptune. Don't believe everything you're told, because just because it's a trine doesn't mean it's good, because Neptune, remember, Neptune confuses things, makes things unclear. So information you receive, you might think is, hey, excellent, when actually it needs to be looked at a little bit more carefully, with a little bit more of a kind of keen eye and ear. Listen carefully to what you're being told on Tuesday, because Mercury is in Scorpio, and Scorpio has that element of deception that can link in with Neptune's elusiveness and kind of just confusion. So, Travel Cat, you're applying for a couple of jobs this week. You're hoping the energy is right. Well, let's see how we go. I don't think it's bad. I think, depending on what's going on in your own chart, I think that the Virgo energy can be very helpful for you, because remember, when the moon is in Virgo, it's actually ruling your day-to-day routine. So that is super helpful. Now, by Wednesday, the waning crescent moon is still in Virgo. Surgery, yes. Venus, our planet of value, money, the economy, relationship, it enters another sign that it rules, the sign of Libra. Now, Libra is about balance and harmony. But Libra is also a cardinal sign. So it takes action. So you might meet Librans and think, well, they're fairly laid back and I'm sure I can twist them around my little finger. No, you can't. Libra knows what it wants, what it's going to do, and it goes on and gets on with it. It'll be very nice about it because Venus is its ruler. So Venus, that also rules Taurus, which of course is a fixed sign, it shows itself in a slightly different way in the sign of Libra. It gives you more opportunity to explore your self-worth. So, who was it who was going for a job interview? I can't see the message now, but maybe Wednesday the 8th is actually quite a good day, even though it's a waning crescent. What's happening is the moon is in the process of leaving behind, reducing, getting rid of. So it's clearing the way for you to bring the new in. Now let's move on to Thursday the 9th, because now the waning crescent moon moves into the sign of Libra. And Libra is, of course, as we know, about balance and harmony. Now it rules the parts of the body it rules are the kidneys, the ureter, the urinary bladder, the veins, and the skin. I think the skin is interesting because of Venus. So it's making me think about beauty. beauty and attraction, because Venus, when it's well aspected in a chart, usually means that somebody has a wonderful, beautiful face, that they are handsome, whether they're male or female or whatever their choice of definition is. I can't think of the right word. Delineation. They will be attractive. And so there is something about this energy that brings some harmony into everything that is positive and good on Thursday. So we're still in positive energy. And Mercury, our planet of communication, still in the sign of Scorpio. Now, Mercury, if you remember Venus, Mercury in Scorpio was trining Neptune. Mercury in Scorpio is now sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. So, hi AMD, don't worry, you can catch it in the replay. So, but Mercury in Scorpio sextiling Pluto. This is about having quite, I think, deep talks about humanity, talks about hidden depths. Pluto, remember, rules Scorpio along with Mars. So Mercury in Scorpio sextiling Pluto in Capricorn, where Pluto is still trying to change the old world order, clear the ground for the new to be brought in. So Mercury in Scorpio is saying, let's have some constructive discussions today and actually look at what's hidden beneath what's not getting said. So there's something quite positive, and I'm thinking about what may be unfolding on the world stage, because that could very much be what we can expect with this energy. Let's move on to Friday the 10th, because the waning crescent moon, still in Libra, surgery, yes. And Mercury, our planet of communication, moves into the fun sign. I always think it's a fun sign of Sagittarius, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Jupiter is about fun, optimism, good luck. It's about expansion, hopefully not our tummies or our thighs. And it's a nice sign. And Sagittarius has vision. So Mercury in Sagittarius is going to have this far sight. And even though in some ways, because of course its opposite sign that it rules is Gemini, in astrology, a planet does not sit well in the sign opposite the one it rules. I don't know, I quite like the thought of Mercury in Sagittarius playing around with all that luck and optimism, seeing what it can put in place, seeing what it can move or kind of construct in our tapestry and weave into it. Mercury also today in Sagittarius, remember it's the planet of communication, squaring Pluto, planet of transformation, in Capricorn. Now remember, yesterday, or rather on the Thursday the 9th, it was a sextile. This is a square. Things are heating up for the weekend. Next weekend could be tough. Now, this is a big heads up. I might try and do a live in the middle of my day next Saturday, because I have an appointment in the evening of the 11th. So I can't actually do a live on the 11th. So I might do a live earlier in the day. But the weekend is building this energy towards the new moon in Scorpio the following week on the 13th, where we have Mars, our planet of action, energy, assertion, aggression, sexuality, god of war, remember. Mars is the god of war. Mars rules Aries. Mars's name in Greek is Aries. So we've got this, there's the correlation between the two. Lots of good mornings here. I'm waking you up and you're having your coffee. And I'm tonight just being a good girl and having sparkling water. I'll have my cheeky little drink later. But tonight I wanted to be serious because we are in the energy of Saturn direct. And I think my feeling is it's about somehow honoring the planets as they change direction. It's at 0 degrees. It's about respecting that energy stationing direct and saying, now Saturn is about limitation, remember, which is why I'm bringing this in. So for me, I'm still looking at that reduction and containment. It's not a time for, going out there and having a party. And neither, I'm afraid, is next Saturday. The waning crescent moon in Libra is, it's a good day for surgery. So you're okay if for some reason you have to have surgery. But the moon in the early evening moves into Scorpio. And Mars is in Scorpio, remember. And they are all lining up, these planets, to be ready for the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th. So what is it about Mars in Scorpio? Because Mars rules Scorpio. The problem is Mars in Scorpio is in opposition to transiting retrograde Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus is our planet of shocks, sudden shocks. It's opposite Mars. Can you feel that tension that could be around? So on a personal level, you have to be super careful that you don't rise to the bait. There's a speeding up of energy on 11/11, and I'm going to talk about the other energy of 11/11 in a minute, because there is a very important portal energy that is open on 11/11. So what I'm saying is, with Mars in Scorpio opposite Uranus, I think we have to be prepared for, on a personal level, reactive behavior from people around us, knee-jerk behavior, knee-jerk decisions. What you can do to counterbalance that is make sure you respond. Think before you speak. Think before you react. Respond. This is about classic mindfulness. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment and not reacting, overreacting to what may unfold in our own lives. Now, I can't possibly know because I don't know your individual charts. And some of you may just sail through all of this and be observers of it happening with others. And we may be observers of some pretty destructive and unpleasant happenings again on the world stage. I don't want to give that energy, so I'm not going to dwell on it. What we can do, and you all know what I'm talking about in terms of the areas where we can get destructive energies and destructive behavior acting out, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Send Reiki, send love, send peace, and send healing, and most of all, send common sense to the leaders, to the people in charge. Try and somehow imagine them collectively thinking, not reacting to what's going on, but actually kind of responding to the situations and taking a step back and going, hey, whoa, this is getting out of control. Let's take a step back. Let me see. Someone here is crying. The new moon and all the other planets that are in Scorpio are going to be conjunct your Mars and Saturn and Uranus. What, in Scorpio, my love? And Uranus will be conjunct your Chiron. Please, my love, do not react to this. Do not imagine the worst. Because what you have to do is look at what's going on in your own life and look at how you can approach it constructively. If there are discussions that need to be had with loved ones, go about it with a gentle touch, with softness, with love. None of this you. Don't. You make me feel. I. You know, that is such unhelpful kind of way of relating and communicating. When we project, we're talking about ourselves. We're talking about how we feel, and we're not taking into consideration how the other one is feeling. I hope, Chali, if that's how you pronounce your name, I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. Remember, it's a new moon. It's an opportunity to rise above that energy, Chali. So, you know, just rise above it. But we're going to have this Mars in Scorpio energy from about, let's say, really from the 10th to the 14th. It's going to be, what can I say? It's scorching hot energy. This is where we put our fingers in the fire and get burnt. Please, 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 all be careful. No knee-jerk reaction. Do not drive erratically. Do not take unnecessary risks. Take care of yourselves. Be mindful. Go slow. Remember, Saturn has stationed direct in Pisces. Now, Pisces, my oceans of emotions, is a bit boundary-less, if that's a word, for the sign of Pisces. So try and think before you take any actions. You know, I was given some very, very sound advice when I broke my leg for the second time. Same leg, this time it was the ankle. And so what's this? Maybe, Penny, we could do a collective 5 minutes or so with all our Pennies, lovelies online with you to send major love. Yes, I will sort that out. We will organize that. And maybe what I'll do is actually make it as a live on Saturday the 11th as an 11:11 5-minute portal opening. What I'm saying is the advice that was given me by my doctor when I broke my ankle, having already broken my leg 10 years previously and got so much metalwork in my right leg, I set off every alarm when I go through security in airports. He just said, well, I remember as I was leaving hospital, he said, please think before you take every step. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're moving to, plan how you move from A to B. Think about what there is for you to hold on to. So take the metaphor of this. Think what there is to hold on to as you walk across your room. This is what he said to me. Think carefully when you're out in the street, he said. Be mindful of the potholes and the uneven paving stones. Now, this hasn't made me super cautious or super kind of anxious. What it did was make me super mindful. And I'm so grateful that my lovely doctor, and if you're watching, my lovely doctor, you know exactly who you are. Thank you so much for that wonderful bit of advice, because it really made a difference. So what I'm saying to you about Saturday the 11th, or really from, well, let's say the 9th to the 14th, 15th, just be mindful. Take every step with care and use that as a metaphor. So, what else do I want to say about Saturday the 11th before we go on to do a tarot card for each individual zodiac sign? That's what we're doing tonight. So let's have a look. I do want to briefly talk about the fact that, of course, Saturday the 11th is the 1111 portal, which is one of these points in time. And this particular portal is an awakening for humanity and collective consciousness. It's for us to align with our spirit guides. It's a reminder to stay focused and set clear intentions for the highest good of yourselves and the highest good of others. And if you can do just that, then you will really use that energy in a positive and mindful way. So please, please, please do try and think of that with the 1111 portal. But I'll talk more about that next week. So shall we move on to a tarot card for each sign for the week ahead? So shall we start with Aries? So I'm going to start with Aries. I'm not going to ask Jerry to timestamp this because he'll just be tearing his hair out, because I'm not going to do it like I do the astrology. So if anyone out there, like you kindly timestamped last night, wants to do it, you're very welcome to. And send me your bill, because remember, I paid Jerry to do that. So your AMD, bless you, you'll timestamp it. All right, well, this first one is for, it seems to be that one. Okay, so here we have the card for Aries. Oh, bless you, AMD, my gift to you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. But Aries, look at this. You've got the Emperor. Now, I'm just trying to get it in the camera. That's it. I think the Emperor is a really nice, stable sign for you to have for the week ahead. Now, I just want to say before I continue that my interpretation of the tarot is purely intuitive. And if I link it in with astrology, it may not be how you have heard other tarot readers interpret the tarot in line with astrology, because I just work intuitively with what my guides tell me. So just as a sort of a heads up before I launch in. So the Emperor, I think, Aries, shows if you've had a period of time in the last week or so where you've not felt in charge of your life in the way you would like to be in charge. This shows you whether, much more grounded, much more earthed. Remember, you're a fire sign. And, Aries, you're ruled by Mars. We could even see the Emperor as the kind of the general of the army. And this is about the army of your emotions. This is about you managing to get your emotions in check this week and not be overwhelmed by them because of what might be happening in your own life. So don't worry, Aries. It really is going to be a better week for you. In terms of the 11th, Aries, of all the signs, please be mindful. Respond to anything that comes up and don't react. And because we've drawn the Emperor, remember, you need to remember that you have the wisdom of the life experience you have behind you. And you need to trust that and use it and rely on it this week. So let's move on now to Taurus. So this is for the sign of Taurus. So let's see what we're going to get for our fixed sign, Taurus, that is an earth sign. Which one is going to fly out? Nothing's flown out yet. Oh, actually, it's the one at the bottom. Now, I don't know what it is. I'm just going to put it across like this. Woo! Oh, Taurus. Oh, Taurus, this is lovely. The Knight of Cups. Are you going to get an invitation out? Are you going to get wooed by somebody of the opposite sex? Bloody hell, there's a moth in here. Bloody big one too. This is nothing to do with the Taurus reading, but bloody hell. Taurus, be mindful of moths in your closets because, as I said yesterday, we have to use everything that comes in to the session. What does a moth represent? Hey, I know what it is. Somebody from the past is going to kind of reappear or get in touch with you that you were perhaps romantically involved with or had a secret crush on. And they're going to get in touch. Either you'll just have a nice kind of conversation, or you will get together and meet them, and it'll be a lovely, really nice just exchange of energies. So Taurus, there's a lot of love around you this week. Just feel the love, baby. Feel the love. So let's see. What's this? There was a black spider on my wall. On your wall or my wall? I don't know. Tell me. Not my wall. No, that's the moth. It's the moth. Oh, there's something weird going on. There's something weird going on. Wow. Anyway, I'm moving on to Gemini. So, well, that was clear, wasn't it? It's Gemini. And this is, whoa, Gemini. You've got to be careful what you say this week. You've got to, zip it and not react to situations and not get too kind of, where's Mercury? Mercury starts off in Scorpio, then it moves into Sagittarius, especially in the middle of the week when Mercury is in Scorpio. Just be careful, Gemini. You don't come with things that are a little bit thoughtless, because otherwise you're going to feel a little bit like it's going to come back at you. This is like, ouch. It could also be, what's that? Moths are, let me see, Janice, I can't quite read the rest of the the message, but I'll see it in a minute. I also think this is about not taking things personally, so that if there is a situation, my arm's getting tired. So if there is a situation that is a little bit tricky to have a conversation about, don't take things personally. If somebody reacts to something you've said, remember, it's probably all about them and not much about you. Let's move on. Is that moths are the soul, Janice? They could well be. So that could be somebody in my past, or someone who has passed over. It could be somebody for all of you. So if you see the moth again and it means something to you, see what comes into your head in terms of what spirit, who may have passed over that may have some kind of message for you. Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. Oops. This one is for Cancer. Represents bringing lightness and dance into your life. Oh, Cancer. Surely, shadows of ourselves. That's a good one. Moths, shadows of ourselves. I like it. This one is lovely for Cancer. You're going to see my cat in a minute leaping up and catching it. They are determined to catch it. And I wish I could show you my cat. He's just going, it's over here now. Iggy, it's over here. He'll come and see it in a minute. Anyway, where was I? Cancer. Cancer. Oh, the star. When you wish upon a dream, you know, sometimes they come true. But this is also about you and astrology. Cancer, I think you have to take the astrology of the week seriously for you. And I think you have a really great opportunity, Cancer, to raise your consciousness, to kind of embrace that Pluto moving forward in your opposite sign of Capricorn and really transforming you and transforming your life. This is to do with structures in your life. This is about what you need to let go of and what you take with you into the future. And I just feel this is a sign for any of you Cancerians who have been feeling lost, despondent, and hopeless. This is a sign of hope. So please don't give up, Cancer, because I know you can get quite depressed. Don't give up. And remember, this is all for whether it's Aries sun, Aries rising, Taurus sun, Taurus rising, Gemini sun, Gemini rising, Cancer sun, Cancer rising. Remember that. Now we're going to move on to Leo. Shirley, I like that. Shadows of ourselves. Moths are souls. Oh, I love it. The first moths of summer. Summer's just ended here. This is autumn and winter. It's November in the Northern Hemisphere. We're going into winter. Last night was the first night I pulled the covers up on the bed. So that tells you not a lot, just a little bit, but just a kind of over blanket. So now we're moving on to Leo. Let's concentrate on the energy of Leo. And butterflies and moths carry the souls of ancestors. There is a similar belief in Chinese and Japanese cultures. Thank you, AMT. Moths, it is believed, carry the souls of the dead who want to communicate with the living. How beautiful is that? Well, I know who exactly that soul is representing for me. It's my mother. And I just know, and she's Cancer. So it's interesting that I was just talking about the sign of Cancer. And she didn't know that all of this happened to me with working as an astrologer and building my business and getting a YouTube channel and all you wonderful people who help and support me. She would be so super excited, so super thrilled. So I think she's just here joining in the fun. So let's see what's for Leo. So Leo sun and Leo rising. And it dropped out. Leo, you've got a wonderful card. This is fabuloso. The sun, success. You're going to have a successful week, Leo. Oh, wow, this is going to be a good week for you. So not only are you going to be radiant and shine in only the way Leo can, you're actually going to have a good week. But how's that Saturday the 11th going to pan out for you? Because that Uranus retrograde in Taurus, remember, in a fixed sign, depending what degree either your rising sign or your sun is, or your moon in Leo, Uranus is squaring it and making a T-square with Mars. So if you know the degrees in your chart, then for you, don't get carried away and get above yourself and get overinflated, because this can also be that we get so full of ourselves, and Leo does have a big ego, that we forget to stay grounded, and something could bring you down to earth with a bump, Leo. So just be mindful that that doesn't happen for you. So let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, that was quick. It's that one. Well, what are we going to have? So there we go. I'm not bothering with reverse meanings. It's just too tiring. Virgo, for you, this is about it's the Eight of Swords. This is like, why are you creating problems for yourself? Why are you overthinking? Why are you seeing problems that aren't there? Because, oh, Shirley, your mum was a Virgo. Interesting. Well, maybe that's what the moth was. So, this is like, why are you seeing things that aren't there, Virgo? Virgo, the problems that you may be creating for yourself this week, especially towards the end of the week, with that leading up to that new moon in Scorpio, is kind of your own making, because it's what's going on up here. So please, Virgo, take a step back, take a deep breath, because if you don't react to what your mind is telling you, look for the facts, look for the details. You're good at that, Virgo. Please do that, and you'll get through the week in one piece. Now we have to move on to Libra. So, how are we doing in the chat? So, let's see. So, we are going on to Libra. So, Libra, this is your tarot card for the week starting the 5th of November. And which one's going to fly out? Nothing yet. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I think it's that one. Okay, it's that one. It's that one. Okay, the Two of Swords. So Libra, you're being you're kind of sitting on the fence this week about something. You're not making your mind up about something that you may be being pushed to make a decision about. You're holding back and kind of thinking, well, let's see what happens this week. Let's get to Saturday and then make a decision. There's something of that kind of energy around. So be mindful of that, because it may be, again, a little bit like I was saying for Virgo, that you are being over cautious about situation in your life that you don't need to be quite so cautious about. So even though the energy this week is quite challenging, remember the beginning of the week is actually quite easy, quite Libran, you could say, quite balanced, quite, even though we're in Scorpio season, it's actually quite nice, balanced energy. And Libra also, I think, if there is someone around you who is kind of kindly asking you to hold back on making certain decisions, just give them the benefit of the doubt. Listen to what they've got to say, because they may have a point, and it's probably coming from the best place possible, their heart and their love for you. Now we are going to move on to the star of the show at the moment, Scorpio, because the sun is in your sign and the bloody hell. Oops, I swore. So they went all over the ground. So let me just retrieve what I can. So, oops, and another one. Well, the one that we've got is this one. Whew, that was hard work. Burnt a few calories. The Ace of Pentacles, Scorpio. So you're being offered an opportunity this week. This could be all tied up and linked in with your new moon of the following week, because there's some golden opportunity that comes along, which on one level might seem too good to be true. So be careful of that, because sometimes when something seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So you're Scorpio rising, Maria. So, and your bestie is Scorpio. So, Scorpio, this is a lovely card, and it may be you're looking for things that aren't there. You may be being too super cautious when actually the week will go quite smoothly for you, because the moon actually most of the week it doesn't actually go into Scorpio until Saturday. So the moon is in easy signs all week. So, I think just take it easy. Don't, but also it might be, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. There may literally be some really super offer or opportunity that comes along and you think, what's the catch? Should I trust this? There's that kind of energy around it. So listen, trust it, because actually maybe this time it's okay. Let's move on to, if I can try, Susan, Scorpio Sun. Nice. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So I'll try not to throw them all over the floor this time. And, okay, it's that one. It tried to come out earlier, but it's, okay. Who's this very nice man in your life? And that doesn't matter what sex you are listening and whether you're Sagittarius, Sun or Rising, there's a nice man around. But this can also, in all seriousness, oh God, I can't talk. In all serious, mean that you're looking for advice from somebody who is kind of has a bit more experience, is a bit wiser than you within a certain area to do with something that is practical, because I always think of the ones as being practicalities, work, what we work on, what we develop, also what we value. And the King of Wands is a good old chap, because he's one of the kings in the tarot who has value, he has balance, he has harmony. He would be a really good kind of mentor. And mentors come in many forms. Sometimes, and I don't know why, but it's coming into my mind, it can be one of our lovely four-legged friends that we just love to bits. And without them, and without the soul exchange that we have with that pet, sometimes, you remember I had Astropus, Minky, originally Stinky Minky, then we cured his gingivitis, so he was just Astropus Minky. And when I lost him 2 years ago, that was one of the biggest losses of my life. And some people might think it's crazy. One can be so upset about the loss of a cat, but Minky was just the best. So, Mina, it's your birthday tomorrow. Shirley's got laryngitis. You've been talking too much, Shirley. But Mina, it's your birthday. Oh, very happy birthday, my love. Hopefully the Andy is good. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Kids sports again. You do get around. Yes, for our fur babies. Yes. So, right. So now let's move on to, was that Sagittarius? It was, wasn't it? I think. Yes. I think. Yes. We're now moving on. Was it? Let me know in the chat. Was that Sagittarius? Because I can't remember. I think we're moving on to Capricorn. Somebody write. Somebody remember. Well, anyway, I'm going to do Capricorn. Yes. Okay, brilliant. It was Capricorn. It's this one. Whoa. Do you know, this is such a Capricorn card. This is so Capricorn woman. There may be a Capricorn woman in your life who you are going to talk to this week, obtain some wisdom from. Capricorn, you may be the woman or the person who is going to be doling out a little bit of wisdom this week, because the Queen of Swords is so strong. She's so private, but she is powerful and she keeps secrets. This could be a confidant for you, Capricorn. Somebody you know you can really trust with your deepest secrets. I think also, Capricorn, it means that you're going to be feel very stoic this week. You're in a back to work state of mind. You're not in a New York state of mind. You're in a back to work state of mind. And I think that whereas through October, we're still a little bit caught up in kind of the end of summer, certainly in Europe and certainly where I am in Gozo Malta, the weather has only just begun to shift and change, and we've only just begun to get cooler temperatures, and it's still warm, I can tell you. But, Capricorn, be your authentic self with others. That's all you have to do. You might have to be strong for a friend this week, Capricorn. That's what I feel. Right. So let's see what we've got for Aquarius. So I'm going to try and not throw them all over the floor. And let's see. And Aquarius. This one. Oh, there we go. 6 of Cups. That's nice. This is, you're going to be hearing from people in the past. And I know that's a very classic interpretation of the 6 of Cups, but it was the first thing that came into my mind. And it's also reminiscing about the past and talking about the past, maybe meeting up with an old school friend or having a school reunion. And it just feels like it's a lovely remembering when time. And also, Aquarius, things have been pretty tough for you astrologically, and they've been pretty tough on a kind of energetic level, because your whole sign is kind of being prepared and ramped up to be open to these higher frequencies, as are all our signs. All of us are going through this surge of energy and frequency to lift us up, to be able to receive, as I said, these this information that wants to come in to help us basically take care of our beautiful planet Earth. Now, Aquarius, I think this means you're going to have a pretty peaceful week, but there could also be some issues coming up around children. You might have a child's birthday party that you're organizing, or it might be that you're observing your children and remembering back and thinking how wonderful it was when you were little and could just play without any thoughts of what's happening in the world. I'm just seeing Mauricio saying Schumann resonance. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody talking about our four-legged friends being, hi T Clover, nice to see you here, welcome. So Aquarius, this is a lovely week for you to think to the past and reminisce and have nice kind of thinking. So a good energy for you. As I say, somebody might pop up from the past unexpectedly. Now, I have to do this first of all. My oceans of emotions, my Pisces. So I'm suddenly getting ever so hot. My glasses are steaming up. So if suddenly my eyes disappear, it's because I've all missed it up. Let's see what we're going to have for Pisces, our beautiful sign of fishes. Oh, they are jumping all over the place, Pisces. I don't know what's coming up. Oh, no, there's one that's got in my hand down here and it wants to be picked. So it's this. Oh my God. It's the Knight of Cups again. How cool is that? That is extraordinary because you two are going to have, I think you're going to be reconnecting with some people this week in your life that have really been very important to you, Pisces. It may be that you've been super busy and just not had time to connect, but this week you are really going to have that opportunity. I'm just checking what my cats are scratching and hoping it's not my chair. They're waking up and it's silly because I fed them earlier, so they're just playing up. They're picking up the energy. They're picking up the astrological energies. They're picking up the energy of the light beings and they're picking up the energies of the tarot. But Pisces, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy for you. And this means that you are going to actually also be doing some inviting and being invited too. And sometimes Pisces, I think Pisces is not always, because you're mutable, good at initiating things or, you know, saying, hey, come on, gang, let's do this, or follow me. You like to be invited. You know, when at odd times I've mentioned the system known as human design, which I really must do some investigation into because it is a fascinating system. But I'm a projector and projectors have to be invited. So it's really difficult for me I have to wait. So I've been waiting for years and years and years to do what I'm doing now because I had to wait to be invited, which I think is really quite interesting. But the cats, yes, they've probably eaten that moth. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just like one of David Attenborough's sort of, you know, Planet Earth series, because why is the Schumann resonance important? To be quite honest, I can't remember, but let me just quickly look it up because I think actually it's really important that we just actually look that up because it won't take me 2 seconds. Schumann resonance, here we go. The Schumann resonance, SR, are a set of spectrum peaks in the extremely low frequency portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. So I'm getting this from Wikipedia and from Google. So the Schumann resonance And this is also from Google and Wikipedia, I think. This is from Schumann resonance enhances the body's natural healing processes and reduces stress and inflammation. One study concluded that extremely low frequency electromagnetic fields have promising effects on wound healing by effectively modulating various phases. And that was published here on Google on the 10th of March 2023. And I hope I've credited it to the right person. There's a www underneath, which is recoverysystemsport.com. So I'll just say that in case I'm, but Google it yourselves, because I don't want to get into a copyright thing where I'm talking about stuff that I need to research myself. But Pisces, in general, I think this week you're going to start reaching out. You're going to realize that if you sit here waiting for people to get in touch with you, you're just going to keep waiting. And that you're just going to have to be a little bit more proactive this week, Pisces. If you want to see somebody and have a chat, call them. That's what all these devices are for, to stay in touch with people. Let me just have a look at some of your chat before we sign off this week's weekly astrology, which has run to a 1911 local time. That's a pretty good time to kind of wind things up, isn't it? Let's see, the heartbeat of the earth. Thank you, Mauricio. I love that. I love that. Oh, Christine, you're a generator. Fantastic. And who's this? Someone has a fantastic beginner's book for human design. And heartbeat of the earth. I love that. Yes, a cat's purr is at that kind of level, that kind of megahertz. I must just tell you this quickly, because we had an earth tremor, quite a big one here in Gozo, at the beginning of the year. And you probably remember me doing a little short on my channel about it. My cats picked it up about 3 days before it actually happened. And the night before it happened, one of my cats was growling at the ground. And apparently it's because they actually hear the sonic frequency of the earth starting to literally move and the plates shifting. And I'd gone to the hairdressers the next morning and actually said to my hairdresser as I walked in, I don't know, I said, my cats were really behaving very strangely last night. I think we're going to have an earthquake. What do you think? 2 hours later, we had an earthquake. And my friend, my hairdresser, phoned me and said, oh my God, Benny. Oh my God, you're a witch. I said, no, my cats are witches, which is why they got burnt along with all the women that like to do alternative healing. But let's not go down that rabbit hole now, because that's a whole nother story. So it's 1913. I've been on for 1 hour, 13 minutes, 27, 28, 29, 30 seconds. So I think it's time to bring this to a... We're all witches, of course we are. I mean, we'll have a discussion about that sometime. I think it'll be super interesting. So listen, I will try and do something about the 1111 portal and what you were asking about, to do a 5-minute kind of meditation and prayer. I'm very happy to try and do that, but I think it needs to be a live. The only problem is that when I can do that on Saturday, it's going to be when most of America is asleep. So I don't know, maybe I do it as part of the week ahead on the Sunday, the 12th, because we'll still be in that energy. So maybe that's the way to go. But do remember to check out my website, pennydix.com. Check out and buy, because it's rushing out really fast, my Astrologer's Guide to Reading Your Natal Chart for Beginners. And it has little videos in it of me going, and you do this and you do that and blah and do and blah and blah. And also fabulous moon calendar that Andrea Britton, my lovely, lovely lady who does all the artwork, has designed and put on for sale. And you can download it, laminate it, stick it on a t-shirt. As I said the other night, tattoo it on your bum. But it's just, it's just a thought. But I think maybe I'm going to have to go for the meditation on the Sunday. And, I will look for the signs this week and see what we get, because maybe what I do is the Friday. I don't know. I'm going to leave it open and look for the signs. I'm throwing it out to the cosmos because I seriously can't do it on Saturday night, which is my night, your morning. I just can't do it. I'm not available. And I'm not available for a reason. So we have to trust that. And I will tell you why I'm not available, because I'm going to do. Now, Julie Poole, who is the wonderful lady I did the interview with, or rather she interviewed me on her channel, who does channeling, and she does the tarot intuitively and channeled. And she is running a 2-hour webinar, which I've signed up for, which is how to grow your business and your YouTube channel. And I just thought it would be a really good thing for me to do. If there's any of you out there who are also thinking of starting up your own business or running a YouTube channel, it's on Saturday, but it's at 5 p.m. GMT. So that might not be suitable, but it will be available to buy as a download. And I'm doing that little short advert for Julie because she has such a big heart and she deserves it. So on that note, I really should go at 1:16 and 40 seconds. I love you all. You're all absolutely amazingly awesome people. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a great night if you're on your way to bed. And I will see you next time. Bye for now. Now, this is where I do the inane grin as I try to end stream and click on end video. So here we go. Bye for now. And cut.